Being skinny is not a free pass. It is one of the most dangerous illusions in all of modern health science. While you have spent years believing that a flat stomach means a healthy body, your bloodstream might be quietly drowning in sugar. Whether you are 130 pounds and live on coffee, or you eat anything you want and never gain a pound, something hidden could be wrong. Your body might be running a silent metabolic crisis right at this very moment, and you would have no way to feel it yet. Today, we are breaking down one of the strangest patterns in modern medicine: why thin people are getting diabetes. Doctors have given it a name. They call it lean diabetes. And once you understand it, the scale will never look the same again. But you still feel exhausted, distracted, or simply off? The first thing you need to know is this: diabetes is not a fat problem. It is an insulin problem, and that changes everything. Your weight is just one of many variables, and honestly, it is one of the noisiest and most misleading ones we measure. The real question is what is happening inside your cells, and skinny people get a free pass on that conversation almost every time. They walk out of routine checkups feeling safe. Meanwhile, their pancreas is exhausted and their blood sugar is climbing. By the time the diagnosis finally arrives, the damage has been silently building inside their body for nearly a decade. So, if you are thin and you have ever felt unusually tired right after a meal, or oddly cold in your hands and feet, or woken up at 3 a.m. for no clear reason, or hit a wall of fatigue at 3 p.m. every single afternoon, listen carefully. If you crave sugar in a way you cannot explain, your body is already sending you the signal, whether you realize it or not. This is not paranoia. This is pattern recognition. Your job is to learn the patterns before your doctor learns them for you. Let's start with the first hidden type, the skinny fat. From the outside, you look enviable to nearly everyone you meet. Flat arms, narrow waist, normal BMI on every chart. People assume you are healthy on sight, no questions asked at all. But underneath the skin, something very different is happening that no clothing or mirror would ever reveal to you directly. Your body has chosen to store its fat in the worst possible place, wrapped tightly around your most vital internal organs. Doctors call this visceral fat, and a more specific phrase has emerged for your phenotype: TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. A simple way to suspect TOFI is to check your waist to height ratio. If your waist is over half your height, take it seriously. Visceral fat is not lazy storage. It is hormonally active and behaves more like an endocrine gland than simple body fat. It pumps inflammatory signals straight into your liver and pancreas, jamming the insulin receptors in nearly every cell. It releases molecules called adipokines and cytokines, including interleukin 6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. These travel through your bloodstream like tiny chemical alarms, telling every single cell in your body to brace for stress. That constant low-grade chemical fire is exactly what slowly burns out your insulin response, year after silent year of damage. Your pancreatic beta cells start screaming for more and more insulin just to do the same job they used to do effortlessly. And eventually, after years of this, they simply burn out. The cruelest part is that the scale never warns you about it. You can carry dangerous levels of internal fat at 140 pounds with a perfectly flat stomach and still be deep in the danger zone. Your strategy here is simple but uncomfortable. You have to start lifting. Heavy resistance training, not steady state cardio. Resistance training is the only thing that pulls fat out of your organs and forces it into your muscle cells to be burned. Compound movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses train the largest muscle groups and pull the most fat from organs. Even 2 short sessions per week can shift your body composition more than months of running on a treadmill ever will. Your skinny body has been hiding the truth from you. You have to give it somewhere new and safe to store its energy now. Let's move into the second hidden type, the stress skinny. You have probably been described as wired before by people. You run on coffee, you forget to eat lunch, you sleep 5 hours, and call it more than enough to function the next day. People around you think your low body weight is willpower or discipline. It isn't. It is cortisol, plain and simple. Your nervous system is stuck in a permanent fight or flight loop, and that single hormone is dismantling your metabolism. Cortisol does 2 things to your body that should genuinely terrify you when you understand the mechanism behind them. First, it tells your liver to dump glucose into your bloodstream constantly, even when you have not eaten anything for hours. Second, it makes your cells refuse insulin because in a survival emergency, your body wants sugar in the blood, not muscles. Endocrinology research is crystal clear on this. Chronic cortisol creates the same insulin resistance pattern as obesity. This happens even in a person with single digit body fat. The mechanism does not care what you weigh on a bathroom scale. There is also a third effect that almost nobody talks about. Cortisol disrupts your circadian rhythm at a fundamental level. Your circadian rhythm is the master clock that decides when your body should burn fuel and when it should rest and repair. When that clock is broken, you wake up at 3 in the morning with your heart pounding, having no idea what is happening. That is not a sleep problem at all. That is actually a blood sugar problem dressed up as a sleep problem to confuse you. Studies show this exact 3 a.m. Cortisol spike is one of the earliest predictors of metabolic dysfunction in lean adults. It often appears years before any standard blood test would ever return a result that a doctor would label as abnormal. Caffeine after noon, late night scrolling, and chronic work stress are the biggest hidden cortisol drivers most people ignore. You are not skinny because you are healthy. You are skinny because your body is currently running in full crisis mode. The strategy here is the one that stressed skinnies refuse to accept. You have to actually slow down and stop pushing yourself. Sleep 7 hours every single night. Stop skipping meals. Add slow nasal breathing or a calm walk after dinner each evening. You cannot out-discipline a broken nervous system. You have to lower the alarm before it lowers your life expectancy itself. Now, let's step into the third hidden type, the sedentary slim. This one is sneaky because it looks completely normal. You are at a healthy weight. You don't binge on junk food. You don't smoke or drink heavily. You just sit constantly. You sit at work all day. You sit in your car commuting. You sit at home with a screen, and you barely move otherwise. The number on the scale stays low because your appetite stays low. You feel safe inside that lie every single morning. But the inside of your body is telling a completely different story. Your muscles are quietly vanishing year by year. Researchers call this sarcopenic metabolism, when low activity slowly strips muscle tissue while leaving the fat behind. The numbers are staggering. After 30, an inactive adult can lose 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade. And that pace doubles after the age of 50. You don't see it because your skin still holds the same outer shape, but the engine inside is shrinking every single year, even when your weight on the scale never changes 1 single pound. The chair has been called the metabolic coffin for a very real biological reason that almost nobody fully understands. Every single hour you sit motionless, your enzymes that clear fat from your blood drop by roughly 90%. And here is the part that nobody tells you. Muscle is the largest sugar-burning organ in your entire body by a wide margin. Roughly 80% of the glucose you eat is supposed to be vacuumed up by your muscle tissue within minutes of eating. When you slowly lose muscle, that vacuum disappears. The sugar has nowhere to go, so it stays trapped inside your blood. Your pancreas works harder. Your insulin levels stay high. The long, slow march toward type 2 diabetes begins quietly. All of this happens even though your favorite jeans still fit and the mirror still reflects the same body you remember. Your strategy is to stop measuring health by your reflection in a mirror. Start measuring it by your output instead. Walk after every single meal, even just for 10 short minutes. Add a quick resistance circuit 3 times each week. A simple post-meal walk for 15 minutes can lower your post-meal blood sugar spike by up to 30% every time. Squats, push-ups, and carrying something genuinely heavy are enough to start rebuilding everything you have been losing. Build the metabolic machinery your body has been quietly losing in silence year after year while you sat still in chairs. Now, let's move into the fourth hidden type, the genetic carrier. Some bodies are simply not built to handle modern food. Researchers studying global diabetes patterns have found that certain populations develop the disease at very lean weights. Especially South Asian, East Asian, and indigenous groups develop diabetes at body weights no Western clinic would ever flag. This is not a flaw in your DNA. It is a feature of it that simply does not match the modern food environment we now live in. Your ancestors evolved in environments where calories were scarce and where food supply was unpredictable but stable. Their bodies became masters at storing every spare gram of energy in the abdomen for the survival of the next generation. Drop that ancient genetic blueprint into a modern world filled with refined carbs and sugary drinks, and the system overloads. It overloads almost instantly. Your pancreas is smaller, your visceral fat threshold is lower, your insulin response is sharper. Your insulin response to a single bowl of rice can easily be twice what a different body would naturally produce in response. Studies on South Asian adults show insulin resistance markers appearing at body mass indexes as low as 23 points. That is a number considered perfectly healthy and unremarkable in Europe or in North America by any clinical standard today. Major global research projects have tracked these populations for decades and confirmed the same diet has different effects. The same diet that keeps a Northern European lean and stable can quietly destroy the metabolism of a different phenotype. Your genes are running on an old operating system, and modern food is a virus the system was never designed to handle. If a parent or sibling has type 2 diabetes, your personal risk multiplies sharply, no matter how thin you currently are. If this is you, the standard rules genuinely do not apply. You cannot wait until your BMI hits the official warning line. By the time the warning line is reached, the disease has already started building quietly inside your tissues for years. Your strategy is precision. Get a fasting insulin test, not just a glucose test. Watch your waist size, not your weight. Keep your waist circumference under 35 inches if you are a man, and under 31 inches if you are a woman. And cut sugary liquids first. Liquid sugar is the single fastest path from healthy to diabetic for your specific phenotype. Finally, there is one mechanism that runs underneath all four of these types and quietly multiplies their damage every day. We need to talk about your liver. Your liver is the silent traffic controller of your blood sugar, around the clock, daily. It decides how much glucose enters your bloodstream and how much insulin gets cleared from your circulation each hour. When the liver gets overloaded with fat, even a tiny amount you cannot see or feel, it stops listening to insulin completely. This is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it now affects roughly 1 in 4 people on Earth, including thin ones. The trigger is almost always the same: fructose from sugary drinks, ultra-processed snacks, and seed oil-heavy meals. Here is the part that should genuinely change how you eat tomorrow. Fructose does not get burned in your muscle tissue. Unlike glucose, fructose goes straight to your liver, where it gets converted into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. Your liver is busy building brand new fat out of sugar every single time you drink a soda or a sweet coffee. A single can of regular soda can trigger measurable liver fat synthesis within just 30 minutes of you drinking it down. Your liver does not need a beer to be in deep trouble. It just needs soda, juice, and the occasional sweetened latte. Once your liver becomes insulin resistant, your blood sugar can be elevated for years before any other organ shows a sign. This is exactly why so many skinny people get completely blindsided by their type 2 diabetes diagnosis later in life. The liver was the canary in the coal mine, and almost nobody was watching the cage closely enough to notice the warning. The strategy here: cut liquid sugar, eat protein at every single meal, walk often. Most fatty livers can begin reversing within 4 to 8 weeks of cutting fructose and adding daily protein and walking. 3 simple habits that pull fat out of your liver faster than almost any prescription drug ever could. Before we wrap up, let me give you the early warning signs your body is already showing you. Skin tags around your neck or armpits are not random. They are a known and well-studied marker of insulin resistance. Dark velvety patches behind your neck or under your arms are called acanthosis nigricans, and they signal high insulin levels. Stubborn belly fat that refuses to leave even when you barely eat is your liver pleading with you for help every single day. Crashing energy 2 hours after a carb-heavy meal is your blood sugar dropping after a sharp and unsustainable sugar spike. Frequent thirst, frequent urination, and slow healing cuts on your skin are all classic blood sugar warning signals to learn. Blurry vision in the afternoon, tingling in the fingers or feet, and unexplained itchy skin all belong on this same list. Hair thinning, low libido, irregular periods, and brain fog can all also be downstream effects of chronic high insulin levels. Every single one of these is your body whispering to you before it has to start shouting at you with a real disease later. Even mood swings tied tightly to your meal timing can be one of the earliest signs that your blood sugar is unstable now. Most skinny people brush these off because they look healthy in the mirror. Don't be most people. Pay close attention now. The earlier you catch the pattern in your own body, the more reversible the entire process is going to be for you long term. Here is the truth: nobody hands you on the cover of a glossy health magazine or in a viral wellness video online today. Diabetes does not care what you weigh, it only cares what your cells are actually doing every minute of every single day. A skinny body can absolutely be a sick body. A heavier body can absolutely be a healthy and metabolically strong body too. The number on the scale is one data point, and it is often the least useful one in the entire conversation about your health. Your real markers are your energy, your sleep, your fasting insulin, your waist size, and your physical strength output. Track those, and you will see your true health long before any disease ever has a chance to arrive at your front door. Ignore them, and you will keep believing the mirror until the day the diagnosis catches up to you in a doctor's office. The body never lies, it just whispers before it shouts at you. Your only job is to start listening to it earlier on. Your body is not against you, it is a feedback machine, and every symptom is a piece of useful information you can act on. Every body has its own metabolic blueprint. There is no perfect size, and there is no universal answer for every person alive. There is only how well you understand the system you were given at birth and how willing you are to start working with it. I'd love to hear your story. Drop your body type and one symptom you have ignored in the comments below this video today. And tell me, when did you first realize that being thin was not the same thing at all as being genuinely well inside?